thanks to a big night from the bats, the Twins continue to climb in the wild card standings. Now just a half game out, trailing the Rangers, tied with the Angels. Last night, the offense was on. 11 runs on 12 hits, especially from the young guys, helping out in a big way. The Twins won a 5th consecutive game. Tonight, the Twins will try to make it 6 in a row and solidify a series win here in Tampa Bay against the Rays. Minnesota's last 2 quality starts have come from Tyler Duffey, and he was outstanding last week in Baltimore. They'll try to follow that up tonight against the Rays ace Chris Archer. Archer has a 2.77 ERA, and he's coming off a 1-hit shutout of the Houston Astros. Good evening once again from Tropicana Field. I'm Marnie Gellner. The Twins have been able to find themselves here on the road. Before last night, they hadn't won 5 straight games away from home since early June 2011. And right in the middle of it all is a trio of very talented rookies. Byron Buxton, Eddie Rosario, Miguel Sano. They have emerged as legitimate producers. Over the last 5 games, these guys have a combined 19 hits, 14 runs scored, 4 homers, 14 driven in. Paul Molitor today said he's always careful about talking about young guys, where they might go, but he said you really hope that these guys are learning and that what we are seeing from them is a trend that continues. Coming up, 2 starters who have been awesome lately. What we might see from the starters tonight. Tyler Duffey and Chris Archer coming up next.
Swing and a miss, another strikeout for Duffey. Got him with a breaking ball in the dirt. And the Twins get a much needed shot in the arm from the rookie. Curveball got him. absence of Phil Hughes and Ricky Nolasco, Tyler Duffy's given the Twins playoff hopes a huge boost with back-to-back good starts. A 5-game winning streak started with Duffy's start in Baltimore. And we welcome you to St. Petersburg. Dick Bramer along with Bert Blyleven. And the question is, where would the Twins be without Tyler Duffy? He's given the Twins 2 really good starts.
Yeah, we're going to show you some highlights of Duffy, and don't be surprised if you look at a lot of curveballs, because he has 15 strikeouts over his last 2 starts, covering 13 2/3 innings, and a lot of them he's getting ahead with a fastball. He has been effectively wild at times, which I think helps him set up that curveball. He'll work that fastball in and out, but when he gets 2 strikes, we have seen that good curveball pick up some strikeouts.
For Chris Archer, he's got a breaking ball too. It's a quicker breaking ball, one of the best sliders in the league.
Yeah, we talk about Duffy's curveball. For Archer, it's a slider. It breaks north to south. It breaks east to west. He's got a nasty one, but don't forget about his good fastball.
One thing the Twins have in their favor, the hottest hitter in the American League, Miguel Sano, hit another home run last night. He's hitting cleanup again tonight. Located 60 feet and 6 inches from some of the best athletes in the world. It is center stage for the beginning of every play in baseball. Tonight, in a matchup of contrasting styles, the Twins' recent surprise takes on one of baseball's rising stars as the race for the postseason heightens. And if things break right for your Minnesota Twins, they could be back in the driver's seat in the wild card race. They're just a half game out, but a tough assignment tonight with Chris Archer sprinting to the mound. Paul Molitor's rookie season has seen the Twins win 5 in a row 3 different times. Tonight they hope to win their 6th straight, longest winning streak of the year. The Menards batting order has Byron Buxton on top. Brian Dozier, Joe Mauer, Miguel Sano, Trevor Plouffe, Eddie Rosario, Eduardo Escobar's had a good road trip. He'll be followed by Herman and Robinson. And there's pitch number 1 off the plate, ball 1.
And Chris Archer coming off probably his best start in his young career. A 1-hit shutout over the Houston Astros in Houston in his last win. He won that ball game 1-0, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts. Making his 5th career start against the Twins. Twins have not defeated him yet. He's 4-0 in his first 4 starts against the Twins. He faced the Twins earlier this year in Minnesota against Kyle Gibson ended up winning that ball game.
1-1 to Buxton. Singled and scored in the first inning last night. He drives one foul down the right field line, 1-2. Archer 5th in the American League in earned run average at 2.77, a little more than half a run behind the leader, Sonny Gray.
Also 3rd in the American League in strikeouts behind Chris Sale, who has 222. Archer with 205.
And Buxton
make it 206 on that nasty slider.
And we'll probably talk about this when the Rays hitters too come to face Tyler Duffy. Get a look at the breaking ball here. You can look it on video. You can know it's coming, but you still do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect spot right there. Good tight rotation. Pitcher's pitch down and away. And what sets it up, get ahead in the count. And then you'll make that hitter in that defensive mode.
Dozier hasn't figured him out yet. He's 0 for 10 against Chris Archer. 1-0.
Archer stands on that mound at 6'3", about 190 pounds. The Rays are 15-11 when he starts a ball game.
Good fastball, as you see, 96 miles per hour. Not a big guy at all, but tremendous whip in his arm. Chop, foul, and it's 1-2.
Archer originally signed by the Indians back in 2006, traded over to the Rays in 2011 in the Matt Garza trade into the Cubs.
And another swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 2 down, and that'll bring up Mauer. Northland 4 defense for the Rays. Sizemore was in right. He's in left tonight. Kiermaier in center. Daniel Nava in right. Evan Longoria, Asdrubal Cabrera, Logan Forsythe, James Loney, the infielders. Rene Rivera doing the catching. Two down quickly, and here is Joe Mauer. Ball 1. Archer's fallen behind Buxton, Dozier, and Mauer. And then come back and done nothing but pump strikes. Yeah,
opponents hitting just 208 against Archer this year. One of the best in baseball. Left-handers hitting 213, right-handers hitting 202. He has allowed 14 home runs, 7 to lefties, 7 to righties. Made the All-Star team this year for the first time.
1-1 to Mauer. Tap to the right side, and it'll bleed through. Archer only gave up 1 hit in his last start. Mauer with a big turn. He'll hold up with a single. Gave up just the 1 hit, and Mauer ends up getting a 2-out single here in the first.
Designated hitter, number 22, Miguel Sano.
Sano to the plate.
Well, Sano, you can see where his home runs have been. Don't throw it down the middle or middle in. You can hit it a long way. 5 home runs so far on this road trip.
Hit one to center field last night in the first inning that got the Twins off on the right foot. Fastball up, fouled back, 1 strike.
You know, it's nice, and you mentioned that, Dick, in the first inning. 5 times this year he has led off his first at bat with a home run. So he's helped put some runs on the board early for the Twins.
Used to be their leadoff hitter. Brian Dozier would do that, but now they're cleanup hitters doing it. Nice dig by Rivera, and it's 1-1.
Archer making his 22nd start of the year. His second against the Twins. Over his career, 4-0. Over 24 1/3 innings, he's allowed only 2 earned runs to the Twins.
Swing and a miss. That's 1-2.
Same slider that struck out Buxton.
1-2 to Sano. Checked his swing. 2-2. How do you lay off that pitch? After 2,000 major league at bats, how do you not swing at that pitch on 1-2?
Well, especially where that previous pitch was called a strike. That one just down and away, but a good take by Sano.
And now 2-2. Struck him out. 3 strikeouts in the inning. And Tyler Duffy will bring his breaking ball to the mound for the bottom of the first. Kevin Cash, one of 4 rookie managers at the start of the year, and they all have pretty much the same record. They're all right around 500, the 4 rookie managers, mostly surprisingly so. The Menards batting order for the Rays: Daniel Nava leading off, Grady Sizemore, Evan Longoria, John Jaso, Logan Forsythe, Asdrubal Cabrera, James Loney had a good night last night, Kevin Kiermaier hitting 8th, and then Rene Rivera.
And Tyler Duffy, 24 years old, 6'3", same as Archer, but 220 pounds, making his 4th major league start. We talked about the last 2 starts. Outstanding. Only 2 earned runs allowed in his last 2 starts. 1 at home against Cleveland, and then his very good, consistent outing in Baltimore.
Daniel Nava leading things off. Desmond Jennings re-injured himself yesterday and had to leave the ball game. Nava entered it, and he's in the starting lineup tonight. Jennings usually plays left field. Nava getting right field with Grady Sizemore swinging over to left. And a strike, 1-1. Nava had a couple of good years with the Red Sox, and this year was just a disappointment both for him and the Red Sox from the get-go, and the Rays picked him up on waivers.
Now, they tried to send him down, maybe get some minor league at-bats, but the Tampa Bay Rays picked him up. That back on August 5th. With the Red Sox for 5 different years, 2010 and then 2012 to earlier this year.
2013, he had 303 and 458 at-bats, 12 homers, 66 runs batted in. He was one of the big reasons they won the World Series. 1-2, Duffy to Nava.
We'll see if we see that curveball right here.
Bends it around the plate, 2-2.
Well, Kurt Suzuki caught him in his last start. Chris Herman caught Duffy in that start at home against the Indians.
And there's a breaking ball over. Nava takes it. All the outs so far recorded via strikeout. Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Pretty speedy outfield with Robinson in left, Buxton in center, Rosario in right. Plouffe, Escobar, Dozier, Maurer around the infield, and as Bert mentioned, Chris Herman behind the plate. 1 down. Here's Grady Sizemore. Down and away, ball one. Sizemore was one of the best center fielders in baseball during most of his tenure with the Indians. The injuries piled up. Now he's become corner outfield, utility outfielder, if you will, here for the Rays.
Yeah, started the season with the Phillies. Phillies ended up releasing him on June 1st, and then Sizemore signed with the Rays.
Fastball low. Been the changeup low.
One thing that Duffy has done right now, we've seen 16 pitches, but they're all down in the strike zone. Excuse me, 8 pitches.
There's a fastball, low, 3-1. Rays have been swinging it, and they scored enough runs to win last night normally, but the Twins outscored them. 3-1. That's hit deep down the right field line, chased by Rosario, and enough room to make the catch in foul territory. 2 down.
Well, one thing we have seen from Duffy, yes, a lot of his strikeouts come on that curveball. And talking to Kurt Suzuki and Chris Herman, it's so many different types of curveballs. He can drop that angle. He can go, basically that type curveball right there. Then he'll throw the drop type curveball that goes straight down. But a lot of confidence in that breaking ball. But really, he's got it right as far as his head. He's trying to establish the fastball early, get into that count where it's in his favor, and then drop the hammer like that. Get strike one with the fastball.
On the outside corner in a good spot to Longoria. Right center. And Buxton makes the catch, and a little bump with Rosario. Everybody's fine. A 1-2-3 first for Duffy.
Minnesota pitching coach Neil Allen was with the Rays AAA team for 8 years before coming to the Twins, and he worked with Chris Archer a great deal. He told me 3 things about tonight's starter. First of all, that Archer was inconsistent when he first arrived at AAA, but he started to have success and then get a lot more confident. He's also a very low maintenance, great kid, according to Allen, very intelligent, very articulate. And Chris Archer learned from David Price. He watched everything Price did. If David carried a bottle of water, Archer carried a bottle of water. If David wore jeans and a sport coat, Archer wore jeans and a sport coat. Dick and Bert, Neil Allen said that David Price taught Chris Archer how to be a pro.
Yep. Thank you, Marty. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, has told Archer, he says, you can be better than that left-hander. And that left-hander being David Price, who won a Cy Young when he was here.
Archer, a couple of different organizations before landing here, but he was strike challenged in the minor leagues. He had terrible control problems. 2 strikes to Plouffe. And a fastball up and away. As recently as 2011, his first year in the Rays organization, 147 innings, and he walked 86 guys. Away 2-2. And things really, in terms of control, seemed to come together 2 years ago when he pitched 128 2/3 innings up here, but only walked 38 guys. That's the preferred rate, right? Like 1 every 3 innings pitched.
Yeah, right now he's about just about 3 walks per 9.
Nice stop at short by Cabrera. Comes up firing out at first, and Plouffe steps a little gingerly beyond the bag. We'll see whether the Twins challenge it.
What a nice play by Cabrera. It looked like that ball was going to head into center field. And Plouffe running back to the dugout. But Cabrera, see where he's playing straight up, diving for that ball, getting it, and quickly getting up and getting that throw over to Loney. So a nice defensive play by Cabrera.
Plouffe tried to sell it as he crossed the bag, but even he knew that the throw beat him. And just barely beating him. 1 down, and Rosario pops it up down the left field line. Sizemore in fair territory makes the catch, a quick second out.
I think what we have seen, Archer, he's thrown 22 pitches, 16 in the first inning, but you're going to see the offense here, especially early on. If it's a fastball, they're going to be swinging. That's Tom. We've seen this before from really good pitchers that try to get ahead with that fastball. Tom Berdansky says, hey, be up there. Don't get into his count where he's going to throw that nasty slider at you. So Rosario right there got the fastball. It was just up out over the plate, and he hit that fly ball to left.
And a fastball, strike 1 to Escobar. Twins are 11-12 in August, hoping to recover from a bad start to put together a winning month. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Archer with a very easy type delivery. That last fastball, again, he can get in the upper 90s.
And up high.
Fastball at 96.
Fouled away. Started in the Indians organization, went to the Cubs, then came to the Rays. Now is the leader of this Tampa Bay pitching staff. Tonight, by the way, the 200th game in a row that the Rays have sent out a starting pitcher under the age of 30. There's a called third strike. They've always had, well, recently at least, good young starting pitching, and that's the case again with Archer. very first inning. Twins after the game last night, or actually this afternoon I should say, J.R. Graham won the ball game last night, and then today he was put on the 15-day disabled list with some right shoulder issues.
Yeah, I saw him in the training room. I said, what the heck, you win your first major league game, they put you on a DL. But nice to have Blaine Boyer back in that bullpen. He's had a couple of side pieces in Minnesota. He said he is throwing the ball as well as he did before he went on to disable us with that sore shoulder.
John Jaso will lead off the second. And the first pitch, a cracked bat and a roller to Dozier. A very quick first out here in the second inning. Were you surprised that J.R. Graham got the win last night?
A little bit, yeah. 2/3 of an inning, gave up a run, but you know what? Good for him. Most important thing is the Twins won. And I said that Boyer was on a disabled. He had a sore elbow, not a shoulder.
One down. Logan Forsythe is the batter. And first pitch strike. Duffy taking the spot on the rotation previously held by Phil Hughes. Hughes back in the Twin Cities. His recovery from his back issue slower than hoped for. So till further notice, Tyler Duffy's in the rotation. Think about it.
Well, Hughes, if he keeps pitching the way he is.
Hughes is on the disabled list. Ricky Nolasco's on the disabled list. Irvin Santana hasn't pitched well. Twins are above the 500 mark, and the three guys who were supposed to lead the rotation haven't been much help in the second half of the year.
Well, it's called opportunity, and that's what Tyler Duffy is getting right here. Call it a second chance after his outing in Toronto. Goes down to AAA, pitches a 6 shutout inning ball game. It comes back up. He's had two very impressive starts.
2-2. Rays are last in the American League in runs scored. Only the Atlanta Braves in the major leagues have scored fewer runs. And now 3-2. That was expected going in. People, I think, thought that the Rays would be able to pitch okay this year. The biggest question mark was the run scoring, and that has definitely been the issue. Full count with one down here in the second. Popped up, backing out of play again. See the Rays 467 runs scored, last in the American League. The bottom third in team batting average. But a very good pitching staff, and again, all the starters are under the age of 30. You know, they've lost James Shields, David Price, Jeremy Hellickson, but they keep finding guys. In the case of Archer, popped up, you know, a guy who had a live arm, obviously, but couldn't throw it over the plate, and they figure it out. They find some way of getting this guy to get his control and throws more strikes, and now he's one of the best righties in the league.
Yeah, sometimes it takes guys a little bit longer to mature and to learn the strike zone. It took him, 770 innings in the minor leagues, Archer, to finally get it.
The fastball got Forsythe finally. 5 up, 5 down for Duffy.
And strikeout number 2.
It's nice to see strikeouts with something other than the curve. He just blew a fastball by him there for his second strikeout. An invitation to visit Fox Sports North at the Minnesota State Fair, August 27th through Labor Day. You can find them at 1311 Underwood Street, across from the Ballpark Cafe. You can meet on-air personalities, special guests. Tomorrow, meet Cletus from noon to 5 p.m. and Kevin Gord from 2 to 3 p.m. You get to see the Viking mascot and Fox Sports North's mascot, Kevin Gord. For more details, visit foxsportsnorth.com and click on upcoming events. And I say that lovingly.
No, you don't.
I haven't worked with Kevin for a while, and I'm looking forward to have him be back as part of our crew when we get home.
He knows where you park.
1 strike. Pulled foul, 2 strikes. Cabrera kind of fits the mold here. The Rays have done this with success over the years, bringing a veteran player over and Try to milk a good year or two out of them. If nothing else, maybe make them a candidate to be traded to a contending team.
Cabrera just 29 years old, already in his 9th season. Two-time All-Star when he was with the Indians.
What an inning for Tyler Duffy. He gets a first pitch ground ball out, strikes out the next 2 batters, and he's got 2 perfect innings. Clean, crisp Coors Light. Most starts allowing no earned runs this season. Zach Greinke with 10. Chris Archer right there, including his last start when he gave up just 1 hit, nearly threw a perfect game. Chris Herman will lead things off. Shane Robinson will bat, then Byron Buxton. And Herman cracks one foul. Herman getting a chance to catch with the presumption that Kurt Suzuki will catch tomorrow. Up high, and it's 1-1. Twins have the only base runner so far. Mauer with a single, 2 outs in the first. And off the plate, 2-1. Archer's had 9 starts this year without allowing an earned run, as we showed you. And the Twins, in their history, have had a tough time scoring against him. And now it's 3-1 to the leadoff man here in the 3rd. Swing and a miss, and a funny looking swing at that.
Yeah, I think Herman looking fastball away, and it was a fastball middle in.
Full count. Called 3rd strike. Herman thought it might have been ball 4.
Well, he went back inside again, picked up his 5th strikeout. Chris Herman, you can see Rivera sitting there. That's a slider right there. So a lot of confidence in that slider, throwing it over for strike 3.
Yeah, at the knees over the inside edge.
Chris Sale at 222. Archer now at 210 strikeouts. 8 times this year he has struck out 10 or more batters in a ball game. Earlier this year he had a 15 strikeout game against the Angels.
Halfway to 10 already. 1-0.
Minnesota map.
There's a drive to center. This ball's tattooed. Kiermaier chasing it. He won't get there. It's a ground rule double. The Twins may have Or the Rays may have gotten a break there. If that ball hit the top of the wall with Robinson's speed, he would have had a triple. But as it is, it's an extra base hit with one out in the third.
Yeah, the turf here in Tropicana Field isn't dirt. It's the regular turf. Sometimes on dirt it won't bounce as high. But Robinson jumping on a fastball and it hits that turf out there and then bounces over the fence.
And now Buxton.
For Shane Robinson, his 7th double of the year.
And bunted in the air, and Buxton's gone quickly with a popped up bunt to Rivera. And that'll leave it to Dozier. Soup.com trivia: which Rays pitcher has the most wins in team history? We mentioned his name earlier. At least that's my guess. Dozier struck out in the first, is now 0 for 11 against Chris Archer. We have an opportunity like this, and you know you're not going to have many of them. You'd really like to clean your plate here and get a run in with that one-out double. Fouled back. Dozier had a good swing.
Good swing right there.
1-1.
Ryan in last night's ball game hitting his 26th home run, a 2-run home run.
One and one. Up and away, 2-1. Twins haven't won the season series against the Rays in 9 years. Got a chance to do that tonight with a win either tonight or tomorrow night. They took 2 out of 3 from the Rays at Target Field. Dozier takes a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, back in 2006, the Twins won 6 of the 7 games between these two ball clubs, but it's been the Rays ever since.
Sometimes in lopsided fashion. Madden got things together here, and Twins were one of the teams the Rays enjoyed great success against. 2-2 to Dozier with Robinson at second and 2 down. Strike him out. And Archer pitches around the one-out double in the third. pitching duel that we thought we had.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you look at the two mound opponents. Of course, Archer's always been tough against the Twins, and Tyler Duffy, you know, he has had two very good starts with a lot of strikeouts, and so far so good. Duffy with 3 strikeouts in his first 2 innings, and Archer with 6 in his first 3 innings.
A couple of 3 up, 3 down innings for Duffy, and now Loney, Kiermaier, and Rivera. Up and away, ball 1. Loney's facing a 1-game suspension for contact with an umpire. He has appealed that. A high fly to right field, and Rosario comes in. And he makes the catch. One of the reasons they want him to appeal it is they're a little thin right now. They're playing without Jennings, who's got the bruised knee. And their catcher, Casali, went on the disabled list today. 1 down. Kiermaier will bat, but first our Mountain Dew fans of the game.
Yeah, right there, the Twins Gulf Coast team. You know, every year the Twins come down here, the Gulf Coast team, the rookie team for the Minnesota Twins, work out of the facility down there in Fort Myers, Florida. They play games. They were in Port Charlotte, so they bust them up here to watch this ball game.
Hit to left center field. Robinson running and dropping the ball. And the glove might have lost it in the lights, and it's a 1-out double.
I think he lost that ball in the lights right there. We saw Rosario in Baltimore battle the lights there. And that ball hit on that kind of semi-line drive can get lost in that band of lights that they have here at Tropicana Field. Because you look at the reaction of Robinson right there. Just couldn't see the flight of the ball. And usually he's very good at catching balls in the outfield, the ball getting away, but
usually if he can reach it, he'll catch it.
Yes.
Here is Rivera with 1 down. Twins got a 1-out double in the 3rd, didn't score, and now Duffy will try to pitch around the light-aided double by Kiermaier.
Oh, they give Robinson an error on that.
All right, beg your pardon.
It'll be Shane's first error of the year.
Popped up to right field again. See if Rosario gets to show off his arm from right field. Kiermaier runs well. He's going to try. Here's Rosario's throw. Got him. What a throw again by Eddie Rosario.
Well, they want to review it, but another great throw.
My gosh, could you come up with a more perfect throw from deep right field?
If this holds up, this will be his 12th outfield assist. Look at this throw right on the mark. A 1-hopper to Trevor Plouffe. The quick tag.
I think they got him. Tyler Duffy thinks they got him.
Andy Fletcher, third base umpire, said he was out.
Man alive. And they're going to, Kevin Cash says we want you to take a look at it. It's an early challenge here in the 3rd inning. But Kiermaier, one of the fastest guys in the league, and Rosario from medium deep right field through a perfect 1-hop throw. We'll see if the call stands. Again, there needs to be enough evidence to overturn the out call. In other words, they need to see that he's safe. A nice tag by Plouffe as well.
Yeah, Rosario leading the Twins in outfield assist with 11, and we'll see if it's going to be number 12. Aaron Hicks has 8. Shane Robinson with 5. Escobar, when he was in the outfield, with 4, and Torrey Hunter with 3. What's your quick tag?
He got him.
He got him.
So not only does it look like Rosario came up with, I hesitate to say this, maybe his best throw to get an out, but now the Rays have burned their challenge. But again, we'll wait.
I think he got him because you can see the slide. His palm went into the dirt, and I think that's when Trevor Plouffe tagged him before he could get his fingers on the bag.
Assists from left field, from right field. And Rosario with a better arm than Robinson, and the play we just saw is why, when given the opportunity most of the time, Paul Molitor will put Rosario in right field and Robinson in left.
Yeah, when Torrey Hunter gets a day off.
Yes. Taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. But again, significant that the original call is out. And if they find evidence to overturn the call, evidence that we haven't been able to show you.
Well, Duffy hopes he calls him out. It would be a 4-pitch inning for Tyler Duffy.
What a throw by Eddie Rosario. It ends the inning in the third. Another outfield assist. He may end up leading the world in triples and outfield assists before his rookie season is done. Man, is he having a great rookie season. And Joe Mauer will lead off the fourth inning in a scoreless game. Mauer singled with 2 outs in the first. Sano and Plouffe will follow. Strike one.
Right there, you see the palm of his hand right there. And that's when Trevor Plouffe, quick tag, good tag by Trevor Plouffe, a very quick one, gets the out.
It's 1-1. Rosario seems to get one every week at least. Kiermaier, who he threw out, has 13 on his own. Foul back. And it's 1-2. Twins with the only 2 hits in the game. Tyler Duffy with nearly a perfect first trip through the Rays batting order. 1-2 to Mauer. Took him out. Strikeout number 7 already for Chris Archer. And let's head down near the Twins dugout to Marnie Gellner.
Well, I talked to a couple of friends of Eddie Rosario's to get 3 things we may not know about him. First of all, Eduardo Escobar told me he's a quiet guy, especially when he doesn't know people, but he warms up. He can be pretty funny. And Miguel Sano told me that Rosario likes to play basketball. That's how he keeps in shape in the offseason, and he's pretty good. He can dunk. And finally, Eduardo Nunez said Rosario has a terrible haircut. He loves it, but Nunez says he's trying to look like Ricky Martin, and it's not working. 3 things we may not have known about Eddie Rosario.
I like number 3.
Half swing. They'll appeal, and it's a strike. 1-1 to Sano. Sano went down swinging his first time up. And now 2-1. Three rookies: Buxton, Sano, Rosario, ages 21, 22, and 23. Half swing, but a called strike. 2-2.
Another good slider.
A base hit to left field. Sano with a 1-out single, and he's aboard here in the fourth.
You know, everything away, and credit Sano. He went down and got that slider, it looked like, and lined it into left field. Third hit for the Twins. Take a look at the location of this pitch. That's that slider. He just left it up just maybe a little bit, but credit for Sano reaching out and hitting it sharply.
The Twins with 3 hits, 1 in innings 1, 3, and now 4. Here's Plouffe.
Plouffe hit the ball sharply in his first at bat. Cabrera at short made a great play.
Down away, ball 1. Back a pitch up, but it was 95, and Trevor couldn't get on top of it.
Yeah, Trevor 4 hits and 10 at bats against Archer, so he has had more success than any other Twin against Archer. Trevor a good fastball hitter.
Off the plate, 2-1.
For Chris Archer, this is his 86th career start. 31 wins, 28 losses. Very good, 3.19 ERA. A 10-game winner last year in 32 starts. The 11-game winner so far here this year.
And now 3-1.
And that's what you want from a youngster. You know, he struggled, and we talked about his minor league numbers, but with the Rays, he's getting better and better every time out, every year out. Constant improvement from this young man.
Half swing, Plouffe couldn't hold up. I mentioned that he first started professionally with the Indians. They traded him, gave up on him after the 2008 season. 115 innings in Class A ball, and he walked 84 guys. 84.
How many did he strike out? 106.
3-2, 1 gone here. Twins trying to build an inning with a 1-out single by Sano.
Second full count by Archer here tonight.
Got a piece. Still 3-2. Hey, happy National Dog Day. Did you know it was National Dog Day today?
No, I did not.
It's happy National Dog Day to everybody.
Much.
Even you cat owners out there. I hope you're having a good dog day.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Read.
That's hot. Good slider down and away. Strikeout number 8 for Archer.
2 down. That'll bring up Rosario.
You're way ahead of me then.
Now Rosario with another triple after a home run last night.
Yeah. Kiermaier out in center field he has more triples in the American League than Rosario.
Twins will take one of those now with 2 outs. Up and away, ball 1.
You saw that he now has a Twins rookie record in triples, passing Tony Oliva. They're the American League leaders in triples.
Kiermaier, the only guy in the big leagues with more triples. Popped up, foul, and out of play. 1-1. The hits have come with 2 outs in the first, a double with 1 out in the third, and now Sano's single with 1 out here in the fourth. To right center field. Sano around second, on his way to third. The ball cut off by Kiermaier. Rosario to second base with a double, and Sano at third base.
Yeah, Kiermaier did a great job of cutting that ball off. If that gets through, Sano scores. But another extra base hit by Eddie Rosario. His 10 triples, now his 15th double to go with his 8 home runs. So a spinner that just kind of hung right there. A slider that Rosario went down and hit sharply into right center on this turf. You have to credit Kiermaier cutting it off and getting it back in quickly.
And now Escobar, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Escobar with more playing time has seen his batting average picked up. More playing time at shortstop, we should say. He takes a low, ball 1.
Yeah, Escobar got a big 2-run double in the 5th inning in last night's ball game. Picked up a couple hits in the ball game.
Pulled it down the right field line, then Buxton followed with 1. He's trying to score first here against Chris Archer. Popped up down the line, and Sizemore running to the line, plenty of room, makes the catch. Twins get a single and a double, but leave 2 aboard. Still no score. There's no question that the most improved area of the Minnesota Twins from 2014 and years prior, the outfield defense. Pitching's been a little bit better. Here's a ball hit to right field and hit well. And that ball's back and gone. A home run. A leadoff home run for Daniel Nava.
Nava hitting his first home run of the year. Jumped on that first fastball from Duffy. Hit the ball just over the railing here in right field.
And Duffy, of course, who pitched more than 130 innings in the minors, just gave up one home run, then gave up two in Toronto. He's not used to reacting this way. Look at the pitch. It was down and in.
Yep. Exactly where lefties like it. You'd like to get that underneath that a little bit or up by his hands, but credit Nava. He jumped on that first fastball and given the Rays a 1-0 lead.
138 innings in the minors, and he gave up one home run, and then he made his major league debut against the most powerful lineup in the major leagues, and the Rays got him for two, but then he didn't give up a home run in each of his last two starts. Now a liner. Oh, what a catch by Brian Dozier.
That was going to be maybe an extra base hit for Sizemore, but Brian Dozier leaping as high as he can get and timed it perfectly.
I didn't think there was any chance he could catch this ball.
Watch Brian right there go to his right, leaps up. He leaped up so high that his uniform came out of his pants like Gumby. What a great catch.
Well, the well-hit balls here. Those are the top of the chart for fielding percentage at second base. One strike to Longoria. Really good second baseman there, and the White Sox might have found their guy too if Sanchez can hit a little bit. One and one to Longoria. Hit a fly ball to center his first time up.
You know, we've seen some nice plays really from both sides so far, and I'm going to credit the starters both throwing strikes.
Yeah.
They're attacking, they're working quickly. They're not falling behind an account.
Blasted to left center field. Deepest part of the park. And the carom played by Buxton. And everything hit here in the fourth inning. Second time through the order, of course. But, man, the Rays have been on everything here in the fourth.
Longoria hit that ball the best he could. Boy, that sounded, as a former pitcher, you don't like that sound. But Longoria, boy, he smoked that ball. Take a look at the fastball. Down and in. Chris Herman wanting it to look like a way. It's a two-seamer. That Longoria almost golfed out towards center field. And Buxton did a good job of playing the carom. Barehands it, gets it back in. So only one ground ball out so far for Duffy. 8 fly ball outs.
And Jaso hit the ground ball out. Broke his bat, rolling one to Dozier. Inside, ball one. Rays held without a hit, and they've already got 2 extra base hits here in the fourth. Down low, 2-0.
Jaso in his second step with the Rays, signed by the Rays, came up with the Rays in 2008, went to the Mariners, the A's, and now back with the Tampa Bay Rays again. Former catcher, had some concussion issues, so his catching days are pretty much behind him.
2-1. Longoria not much of a threat to steal, although his legs are better than they've been the last couple of years. Next swing, 3-1. Forsythe on deck.
See what Chris Herman wants right here.
Time called.
Duffy in his, Jaso in his backswing ended up hitting Chris Herman.
Fouled away. Now 3-2. Duffy trying to keep this a 1-0 game. I'm sure happy with Duffy and his ability to get through 3 innings here after what happened to Irvin Santana last night.
They got away with a fastball right there. I'm gonna say this is going to be a curveball right here, and it was. Oh, wow, that's a pretty good pitch right there.
Missed the outside corner, said Jordan Baker, and it's a walk filling first base.
First walk for Duffy. Take a look at this curveball right here. I'm a little outside. I would have wanted it, but that's okay. I'm up here.
So now first and second. Fox Tracks presented by Dodge. And the batter is Logan Forsythe. High fly center field, playable for Buxton. 2 down. And that'll get us to Asdrubal Cabrera. Time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag North Data Strong Fan. You might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Cabrera struck out his first time up. Hitting .250 from the left side of the plate coming into the game today. A little over 300 from the other side, and ball 1. Outside. 2-0.
Duffy only needed 4 pitches to get out of the third. Right now, this will be pitch number 17 this inning.
Swing and miss. 2-1. Trying to strand a couple of runners here in the 4th. Three and 1. Duffy in his first victory against the Indians at home only gave up 1 hit, but he walked 5. He was very critical of himself afterwards, saying I got to be better than that, and he was. Didn't walk anybody against the Orioles at Camden Yards. Now was in danger of walking the second man here in the 4th inning. Pulled foul. Full count from Duffy to Cabrera. And now they're loaded up for James Loney. see Neil Allen come out to the mound here. Twins and Astros square off at Target Field this weekend. Friday night includes Friday night fireworks with music presented by Cities 97 and a special happy hour at Barrio from 4:30 to 5:30. Saturday, a DQ Sensational Saturday. Sunday, a Super America Not Whole Kids Day. You can call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com and get your tickets today.
You know, with that arm angle that Duffy has, and it's more three-quarters, a quick trip to the mound by Neil Allen, maybe telling him, hey, you got to work out front a little bit. He's starting to drop underneath that ball a little bit, and that fastball's kind of going all over the place. Neil Allen also talking to home plate umpire Jordan Baker, getting a smile.
A big spot here for Duffy, with James Loney hitting a fly ball to right his first time up. Again, he stung the ball just about every at bat last night.
Loney right on top of home plate.
And a first pitch strike on the outside corner. Instead of a first pitch fastball, Duffy threw a first pitch breaking ball for strike one. And another one, strike two.
Another good curveball. Loney hitting .328 with runners in scoring position. He did not have a good swing at this curveball. Over the top.
0-2.
Trust your catcher right here.
And Herman dug it out of the dirt.
Yep. And that's where you want that curveball. You have to trust your catcher that he's going to block it.
One and two. Tap to the right side, and Mauer will go to the bag.
Good job.
Rays get one, but they leave three. It's 1-0 as we go to the fifth. Chris Archer's been good. The Twins have had some chances, haven't cashed in yet as we head to the fifth inning.
Mound by pitching coach Neil Allen, twofold really. Give him a little bit of a breather and then say, trust your breaking ball, young man. Strike one to Loney, and then a good curveball right there, and this is where you want it when you're 0-2 on that curveball. He came back with it again, and Loney hitting that curveball at Joe Mauer for the final out.
Very high to Chris Herman to start the 5th inning. Herman called out on strikes his first time up. Then Robinson and Buxton. Sharply hit, and just out of the reach of Forsythe. And the Twins finally get a leadoff batter on. It's the 3rd hit now in the last 5 at bats. The hits haven't been cheap. The Twins have hit the ball hard against Archer.
Hey, Twin fans, don't forget at Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me signs. You might find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery's winner's circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery. Hi, they're waving at us.
Here's Robinson. Went about as far as Shane Robinson can hit one, but he hit it to the deepest part of the park. Got a ground rule double. And Robinson squares, takes ball 1. Robinson's double came with 1 out in the 3rd, and the Twins couldn't budge him from second base.
Well, Shane has 2 sacrifices on the year, if that's what Paul Molitor wants right here.
Up the middle, and Cabrera has a little difficulty getting rid of the ball out of his glove. They get the force at second, and Robinson with his speed might have beaten the relay anyway.
Well, Cabrera's made a couple very nice plays going to his left up the middle in the 2nd inning. You maybe robbed Trevor Plouffe of a base hit. Robinson right there hitting that ball up the middle, and Cabrera showing off some range. Little back flip that he had a little trouble getting out of his glove, but they do get the lead runner of Herman at second base.
See if the Twins are inclined with Buxton at the plate to do something with Robinson here. Strike 1. Buxton struck out swinging in the 1st. Tried to bunt after Robinson's double in the 3rd, and popped up the first pitch, caught by Rivera.
Rivera, very good arm behind the plate. Archer, very quick home.
Inside, Robinson takes off, and he's got a steal. Crashing into second baseman Forsythe. What a great jump. And a stolen base. He's in scoring position.
Yeah, that's only the 7th stolen base off of Archer in 14 tries. So Robinson stealing his 6th base of the year in 7 attempts. Gets into scoring position with 1 out.
Robinson and Forsythe with enjoying a little humor about that slide. A hit to the outfield should get the game tied. On the right field line, but it's going to twist foul. It's where Buxton got his double in that general direction last night. But now he's up there with 2 strikes again. Struck out on the slider in the 1st inning.
And Rivera sitting away, and they went with a fastball that misses away.
2-2.
Good hitters looking for that slider, and then you try to sneak that fastball by it just outside. And you go to your strikeout pitch.
Buxton with a base hit to left. Robinson just going to 3rd base. And Buxton has a single.
Yeah, Robinson kind of hesitated. He didn't get a real good read on that ball.
Number 2, Ryan Dozier.
So Buxton got that slider, and he lined it into left field. Twins get their 6th hit of the ball game. Slider kind of left up a little bit, and Buxton picks up his 1st hit.
Similar to the pitch that Sano hit.
Watch Robinson hesitate just a little bit, but he scoots over to 3rd.
Now the tying run at third, and Dozier, who is 0 for 12 against Archer and has struck out twice tonight. Dozier struck out with Robinson at second and 2 down in the third.
Everything to Brian has been away.
Out at second and safe at second. No outs recorded, and the tying run scores. Longoria fielding the ball right by the bag, and perhaps he decided not to throw home because the runner was right on the baseline. But now here comes Kevin Cash, and he's going to wonder why there was no out recorded at second base.
I'm surprised Longoria didn't throw the ball home.
Robinson scores. It's 1 apiece.
Yeah, Ryan, Dozier very quick getting out of that batter's box.
Oh,
Forsythe catching that ball off the bag. So all runners are safe.
Now you've got the neighborhood play that's been around in baseball forever, but the runner Buxton wasn't in the vicinity yet. So a fielder's choice for Dozier. He'll get credit for a run batted in.
Yeah, right there. I mean, you know, I'm surprised again. Longoria in a 1-0 ball game, he doesn't throw home.
And an error charged to Forsythe for not having contact with the bag. And now Mauer's up in a game that is now tied, first and second, 1 down. Mauer takes a strike at the knees. Joe singled in the first and struck out swinging in the fourth. Twins have 1 on the board, but again, Archer giving up more hits than normal here, but the Twins have just the 1 run. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Be pitch number 75 for Archer. Struck out Joe last inning on a slider.
Twins have some speed on the bases. Buxton at second, Dozier at first. Twins would like Mauer to set them in motion here. Corner, 2 down, and that'll leave it to Sano.
And strikeout number 9 for Archer. Well, Sano over his last 14 ball games hitting .333, 7 home runs. He's driven in 19 runs. And again, of the 12 home runs, 11 have been with men on base.
Sano, as Paul Molitor said after the game last night, he's been in the middle of so many run-scoring innings for the Twins. They've got 1 on the board here in the 5th. And now Rivera will go out to the mound and talk to Archer. Sano hit a pretty good pitch. It looked like a pretty good pitch by Archer in the 4th inning. A slider down and away, and he pulled it to left field for a base hit.
Yeah, because everything basically has been away. We've seen clubs that, you know, have maybe had a little bit of success against Sano. They'll come inside, kind of brush them back a little bit, and then maybe go work both sides of the plate. I think Archer in his first 2 at-bats, he struck him out on a slider in the 1st inning, and then Sano hit the slider his last at-bat.
Half swing, did he go? No, ball 1. That was a close check swing there.
Paul Emmel, like, very calmly said no.
And a called strike.
95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Archer's had to throw a lot of pitches under duress. Twins had a 1-out double. He was pitching with a man in scoring position in the third, 2 of them out on the 4th. Two and one.
He's only had 1-2-3 inning. That was the second inning.
Pitch count approaching 80. Completed a ball game his last time out on 98 pitches. And Sano takes strike 2.
To the slider right there behind an account.
It's a different baseball. Sano has taken 4 pitches. Blufon-Dak.
Now you have the speed on the bases, able to take off on the pitch home.
He's drawn 30 walks. It seems like every last one of them has been after the second strike. Up and almost hit the catwalk, but it's out of play.
Pitches so far here in the 5th after a 21-pitch 4th inning.
Strike him out. And Archer keeps the damage to a minimum, as Duffy did in the bottom of the 4th. We're tied at 1.
Sano up against Archer, already has 9 strikeouts. Ball 1, fastball right there to even the count, 1-1. Then Archer goes back to the slider. 2-1 pitch, a slider that called 2-2 count, missed with a fastball away. Sano fouling off a fastball, and then rearing back. Archer throwing that slider again. 10 strikeouts. And that enables everybody here at the ballpark to get half price off a Subway sandwich. Now, they did the same thing last night.
All right, if I understood it right, it's a free sub.
No, we're told that's half price. Now, they had half price last night because the Twins struck out 10 or more times.
Right.
They do it tonight. So you should be able to bring in both coupons and get a free sub. Half and half is one.
Buy one, get one free, right?
Should.
2 strikes to Kiermaier. Reached on an error by Robinson in the 3rd inning. It's hit to left center field.
That's trouble.
And nobody's there. He'll go to the wall. And Robinson hustling it in, but Kiermaier, one of the fastest in the league, makes it to third base. Didn't get there in the 3rd when Rosario threw him out, but he starts the 5th inning with a leadoff triple. He's leading the major leagues in that category.
Kiermaier with his 12th triple of the year. Just taking that fastball the other way, splitting the gap in left center, and then it's off to the races for this speedster.
Again, the pitch that seemed to give Duffy the trouble that was jumped on was the fastball. And now here's Rivera with the infield in. Rivera hit a fly ball to right his first time up. You saw how fast Kiermaier runs, and then again that underscores Rosario throwing him out on a fly ball back in the 3rd inning. Two ground ball outs for Duffy so far on the night. He's gone after Rivera with fastballs, and now it's 0-2.
Well, he needs a strikeout right here.
Gee, I wonder what he'll get now.
His last strikeout coming in the 2nd inning.
It's going to be the curve, isn't it?
You would think. Again, you have to trust your catcher because you got to throw a good one here. That's exactly what Herman did. Again, I've seen tonight with a curveball, he's getting underneath it a little bit. It's a little bit on a flat side to where we've seen it the tumble. When he has picked up strikeouts, staying on top of it.
And he yanks a fastball, 2-2. We saw him in Baltimore. Who was the left-handed batter? He threw almost like a 12-6.
Parra, I believe.
And he dropped it right on the outside corner.
And that's what Suzuki and Herman were talking about. It's hard to catch him because you saw that last fastball. I mean, Herman had to come out of his crouch position and catch it way to his right.
And there's a curve taken for a called 3rd strike, 1 down.
Yeah, that curveball started at Rivera, and he kind of gave up on it. So a big strikeout for Duffy, his 4th of the ball game. There you see a little bit of buckle of Rivera, watches a little bit of movement. He's thinking it's going to stay inside, but the tight rotation of that baseball comes back over the plate.
Infield still in for Nava. He was called out on strikes in the 1st, and then he jumped on the first pitch fastball he saw in the 4th inning and cracked it over the fence in right for the only Rays run so far. Breaking ball outside. Outside again. Duffy sailed through 3 innings, ran into some trouble in the 4th, and now a leadoff triple here in the 5th and a tie game. 2-0. 3-0. Sizemore on deck.
A couple walks last inning for Duffy.
4-pitch walk. Everything away from Nava. First and third. One down, and that'll bring up Sizemore. And now to update you in the American League Wild Card DirecTV standings. The Twins on this road trip have improved their lot considerably. They are tied with the Angels. Both teams a half game behind the Rangers. The Rangers have the unenviable task of trying to beat David Price tonight. So we'll see how what happens in not just the game here, but what happens elsewhere. And now Herman comes out in front of home plate to give signs in the event Nava takes off from first. No longer in the infield back at double play depth.
Yeah, not all the way back though.
Sizemore still runs pretty well despite all his injuries. Outside, ball one, and everything has been off the plate outside.
Yeah, again, he's getting underneath that ball a little bit. He's looking for that two-seam sinking fastball down and away, but the ball's kind of flattening out. So just rushing just a little bit. Sometimes when that left shoulder flies open, doesn't allow your arm to catch up. Tough sometimes because I've been here, you know, it's only his 4th major league start. You're trying to make every pitch perfect. Chris Herman again sitting down and away. There's a good pitch. That's more the 4-seam fastball. Herman sitting away, and watch this pitch right here. Doesn't have a lot of movement, a little bit. This is where you need that curveball right here. Needs a strikeout.
Very much a swing and a miss pitch. Rivera looked at one for third strike. To left. And cut off by Robinson. He'll fire to third. But coming in from third is Kiermaier.
That ball left up right there, and Sizemore just hitting it the other way. So Duffy not the best of control with his fastball over the last couple innings.
So in the inning, a triple, a walk, and a single, and only one out.
Yeah, you see the fastball. You see where it's left up. And Herman going up. But the ball hit off the bat of Sizemore. He picks up an RBI, his 20th of the year, between the Phillies and the Rays.
Longoria doubled to deep left center field his last time up, and he takes strike one. Rays got a run on the bottom of the 4th. Twins got one in the top of the 5th, but right away the Rays retake the lead. Bouncer to third. Plouffe steps on the bag, fires across. Mauer has to come off the bag. So the out recorded at third, but no double play, and the inning continues.
We've seen Trevor Plouffe make this play before. He, momentum takes him into foul territory, flipping it across the diamond, just pulled Joe Mauer up the line. But they do get the lead run right here. Ground ball. Trevor stepping on the bag. And in the throw, Joe has to leave the bag. There are 2 outs and runners at first and second.
Jaso with a bouncer to second and a walk. Second inning in a row. Duffy's had to shift into damage control mode. Ball one. And not close. 2-0. Out hitting the Rays 6-4, but Rays with a 2-1 lead. So far for Duffy, I mean, he gave up a leadoff home run in the 4th. That happens. Happened to you once or twice, didn't it?
Only 430 times.
Kiermaier started the 5th with a triple. You don't concede a run, but if you can limit it to just 1 run after a leadoff triple, especially given the circumstances here, you got to pat yourself on the back, don't you?
Yeah, I'm looking more his mechanics right now. He's really flying open. That's why that fastball is away to left-handers as much as it has been.
He's going to start Ryan O'Rourke down in the Twins bullpen. Going to struggle for Duffy. And now that to the backstop, and everybody will move up.
I think that was ball 4.
It was ball 4. Yep.
Second walk of this inning. A couple walks last inning for Duffy.
So in the inning,
Neil Allen's going to come out again.
Strike out and a ground ball, but the other 4 guys have reached.
Well, worked last inning when Neil Allen came out with bases loaded and 2 outs.
The batter's Logan Forsythe.
Had Loney to ground out to end the 4th. I think the biggest thing what I've seen is that left shoulder. He's flying open, and that ball just not able to get out front because he's really flying open and dragging that right arm.
O'Rourke getting loose. Twins have 4 lefties, 4 righties down in the pen. Lefties O'Rourke, Potts, Dunsing, and Perkins. And with the roster change today, Boyer added, Graham disabled. Fiend, May, and Jepson are also from the right side. 2 down, bases loaded. Duffy was able to get Loney and leave the bases full in the 4th. Now he'll try to get Forsythe. Strike on the outside corner.
Let's take a look at the last pitch right here, Duffy. Watch his shoulder kind of open up very quickly. That's a little bit better right there.
1 strike. Liner to Dozier. Ends the inning.
Another good trip to the mound by Neil Allen.
2nd inning in a row where the Rays have left the bases full. Eddie Rosario hoping to lead a Twins comeback in the 6th. Clutch hitting has been in short supply for both teams. The Rays have had a couple innings where they could have blown the game open. They didn't. Twins have had some opportunities against Archer, but they've had a hard time even making contact with men on base.
Yeah, 10 strikeouts for Archer in this ball game. Again, 9 times he has struck out 10 or more, and that ties a club record for the Rays. David Price did it last year.
1-1 to Plouffe. Rosario and Escobar will follow. Chasing high fastball, and it's 1-2. Side 2-2. Twins scored in the 5th after Herman's leadoff single. Got another base hit, an error. They left 2 men on in the 4th, 2 men on in the 5th. The Rays have left 3 on in each of those 2 innings. Called third strike. A fastball up and away on the corner. 1 down.
And strikeout number 11. Well, Chris Archer tonight, everything that we thought he would be. Of course, came in 3rd in the American League in strikeouts, and he is moving up the ladder here tonight. Chris Sale leading with 222. Archer right behind him now with 11 in this ball game. And basically, you know, left-handers down and in, right-handers away.
Here's Rosario, cracked a double his last time up. And he takes a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. You're right. At the time you said when Rosario doubled, Kiermaier did a great job getting to that ball in the gap, because Sano runs okay for a guy his size. Would have scored otherwise. Pulled into the shift. Forsythe, Deloney, 2 down. Join us this weekend for a DQ Sensational Saturday Super America Not Whole Kids Day, or as we like to say it, a DQ SSSKKD, as the Twins take on the Houston Astros. The first 5,000 fans 14 and under both Saturday and Sunday get a bullseye plush presented by Target. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets. Get your tickets today. 2 gone quickly here in the 6th. Archer looking for a quick inning after struggling in innings 4 and 5. Escobar drives it to right center field and deep. It's back. It's tied the game. Eduardo Escobar with a home run, and it's 2 apiece.
He sat on that fastball and got it. His 6th home run of the year. So the Twins again fight their way back to tie the game at now 2 apiece. Escobar hitting his 3rd home run as a left-handed hitter. Fastball, and he was ready for it. Good solid swing. Right in the meat part of the bat. And the game is tied. Archer giving up his 15th home run.
Strike 1 to Herman. And now strike 2. Blew Herman away after the Escobar home run. Bottom of the 6th coming up, and we're tied at 2. by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By NorthlandFord.com and your local Northland Ford dealer. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. It's tied at 2. Shortstop Eduardo Escobar tying the game with a home run. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Asdrubal Cabrera, James Loney, and Kevin Kiermaier in the 6th. Tigers are beating the Angels 5-0. And Justin Verlander has a no-hitter through 5 innings. Inside, ball 1. On this date in Twins history, in 1962, Jack Kralik threw the first no-hitter in Twins history against the Kansas City Athletics.
Back in 1962.
Tap foul. And the Angels, the one team that's tied with the Twins in the wild card standings.
Duffy would like to have a clean inning here. 47 pitches used in the last couple innings.
Down low, 2-1.
He had only 28 pitches used in the first 3.
That's to short center. Retreating as Escobar, turning around one way or the other. And it's a pop fly single to lead off the 6th.
Cabrera got jammed a little bit, but fought it off and hit it into short center field.
As promised earlier in the game, we have selected the Data Strong fan photo of the game. You can tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag #NorthDataStrongFan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, leadoff home run in the 4th, leadoff triple in the 5th, now a leadoff single in the 6th. After 3 nearly perfect innings for Duffy. Loney, the fly ball to right and a ground ball to first. Strike 1 over the inside corner.
Well, it was Loney to final out in the 4th inning. He threw 4 curveballs too. Loney ended up hitting a ground ball to Joe Mauer to end the 4th. Starts him off with a curveball.
And now in the dirt, 1-1. What do you think about the appeal policy? Loney and the Rays are going through it now. He got a game suspension for bumping an umpire, and he's going to serve the game. There's no question about that. Contact was made. He initiated it. He's going to serve it. But he can appeal it and presumably drop the appeal at any time it's more convenient. Maybe even tomorrow. Tommy Malone, a left-hander going.
Right.
How do you feel that?
Well, that's players have that opportunity to appeal anything. And it's kind of through the basic agreement. This happened here on Saturday after getting called out on 3rd strike. Loney didn't like it, but then he was thrown out of the ballgame. Watch how he just went right up to the umpire and he did bump him. He's lucky he only got 1 game.
Right. 2-1 now to Loney, and a ball hit to right, a base hit. And the 6th inning starts with 2 hits and more trouble for Duffy, who's having one tough inning after another.
Well, you know what, Loney, you got to remember, Loney did not look good on the curveballs with the bases loaded in the 4th inning. So what does he do? He starts him off with a curveball, misses with a fastball, and then throws him another fastball. If somebody is having trouble making good contact with your curveball, why throw him a fastball?
That's a rhetorical question. You didn't expect me to answer that, did you?
No, that was just out there.
Yeah, okay.
Cyberspace.
Kiermaier's hit the ball hard twice. He had a liner to left. Robinson lost it, and the lights dropped it for a 2-base error, and then he tripled and scored in the 5th. Tapped foul, 1 strike.
Yeah, that was just me talking to myself again.
Really?
Yes. I do that a lot. As you notice, I didn't answer myself yet.
One strike to Kiermaier. Dunsing now warming up. Earlier it was O'Rourke. single to right. Cabrera to third, and he'll be held there. And the Rays load the bases right after the Twins tie the game at the top of the sixth.
Kiermaier picking up his second hit of the ball game. And I know Neil Allen has done a good job over the last couple innings with bases loaded and walking out there. I don't think he's going to take his chances here.
And now Rivera hauled out on strikes. Twins have a corner infielders up, middle infielders back. Strike one. Well, here we are in the sixth inning, and it looks the way the Twins are playing the infield on a ground ball to short or second. They'll concede the go-ahead run.
Yeah, Rivera not quick out of that batter's box or down that first base line.
1-1. Breaking ball. And it's 2-1.
Just not as sharp with that curveball as we saw him in his last start when he struck out 8 Orioles.
And he's not getting the swings and misses either. I mean, people aren't, the hitters aren't swinging at it as often as the Orioles did. Big pitch here, 2-1. Nobody out. Popped up. Mauer near the Rays dugout. Has room. One down.
Big out right there for Duffy and the Twins. So he went with a fastball away, a little pitch by pitch. Fastball for strike one. A pitch that Rivera's got to swing at right there. Now it's 1-1 with a fastball away. The curveball just misses low. Good bite on that. And then the fastball away. Rivera just got underneath it for the first out.
That'll be the end of the night for Duffy. He got through the lineup 3 times. The first time it was great, and the other 2 times not so much. In a tie game, he'll leave for Dunsing. Able to get 16 outs tonight, so the bullpen's going to be needed again.
Definitely overused over the last 5 ball games. 22 innings pitched. They've done a great job. 20 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 135, but Paul Molitor maybe going to the well a little quick right here, but hopefully Brian Dunsing can get out of this bases loaded and 1-out jam. For Brian, he's making his 46th relief appearance. He last worked on Sunday in Baltimore, an inning and 2/3 in that 12-inning 4-3 Twins win.
Nava will hit right-handed, and now is where the Twins need the ground ball hit at somebody. Too many at-bats with the bases loaded. Foul back. Nava ready for that fastball like he was in his 4th inning at bat against Duffy. Nava asks for time.
Need a ground ball here, need a strikeout. Dunsing with only 18 strikeouts in 36 1/3 innings pitched.
1 strike to Daniel Nava. Breaking ball, short pop up. Dozier out. Out number 2. I don't believe the infield fly rule was ever called. Dozier never really got underneath that ball, but he made the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, it looked like Nava hit it right off the end of the bat. That ball had a lot of spin on it, so Brian Dozier had to go back. And that ball high enough in the air to allow Brian Dozier to make a nice catch in short right field.
Brandon Geyer's going to hit Grady Sizemore. Geyer, the top pinch hitter, 9 pinch hits and 30 at bats.
They've driven in 8 runs with the help of a home run.
Just wonder whether Sizemore is okay. Obviously a left-handed batter, but he's.
Neil Allen comes running out. Maybe a little scouting report right here on Geyer.
Sizemore doesn't get a chance to hit much against lefties, but he's hitting over 300 against them. Geyer in a big spot as Dunsing tries to leave the bases full for the 3rd inning in a row.
Yeah, Brandon Geyer in his 4th season with the Rays.
Inside. Oh, missed hitting.
Yeah.
Ball 1. The runners out there are Duffy's. Dunsing trying to clean up a mess in the 6th. High fly left center field. Plenty of hang time. Robinson wants it, and for the 3rd inning in a row, the Rays leave the bases full. They did nothing with 3 straight singles to open the inning.
Good job by Brian Dunsing.
scoring game it is.
Well, we knew on paper it was going to be a well-pitched game, and really both starters pitched well the first 3 innings. Archer has taken it into the 6th inning with 12 strikeouts. But the Rays, Nava hit a home run. Brian Dozier, I think if the Twins win this ball game, I think that's a big mistake right there by Longoria, trying for the double play right there. The game is tied at 2 apiece. Eduardo Escobar jumping on a fastball and hitting his 6th home run of the year to tie the game at 2.
And now Shane Robinson takes strike 1. Robinson clubbed one about 400 feet from home plate for a 1-out double in the 3rd. And he reached in a fielder's choice. Geyer stays in the game and takes over in left field. A little surprising that they would pinch hit for Sizemore. He's a veteran and he's done well against lefties. Geyer, a good pinch hitter, but there are only 3 realistic bench plays for Kevin Cash, with Desmond Jennings unable to play with a bruised knee. Fouled back. Got J.P. Arancibia, the backup catcher, who's not going to be used.
But sometimes as a manager you take that hunch.
Yeah,
you know? You just felt maybe Geyer was going to get a base hit over Sizemore right there. Sizemore against Dunsing was 0 for 5 with a strikeout.
Check swing, 2-2. Archer's thrown as many as 122 pitches in a game, so he's not necessarily close to the end. 3-2. There is activity, however, in the Rays bullpen. Alex Colomé, Xavier Cedeno. And Robinson takes a leadoff walk, and Archer just turns his back to home plate.
Yeah, first walk for Archer.
The number 9 batter is walked, leading off the 7th. And that might be the end. Well, this is Jim Hickey coming out. He's just going to talk with Archer. Can follow live Twins baseball every day with MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. Stay connected to the Twins all season with MLB.tv Game of the Day, in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, and more. Browse the app's new features, including StatCast tracking videos, bilingual access for Spanish-speaking fans. You can download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Byron Buxton with a single in 3 trips. He tried to bunt for a hit in the 3rd, and we may see him try to sacrifice bunt here in the 7th. Longoria is still back on the dirt at 3rd. And in the air again, Rivera coming back. He'll not catch this one. He caught the bunt attempt in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's not a turnaround and sacrifice type bunt. Looked like he was trying to bunt for a base hit. Different kinds of sacrifices. And Buxton right there tried to take the ball almost with him, or tried to bunt on the run rather than just square around and lay it down.
On the surface, a perfect bunting situation if Buxton can get it down, because the guy at first runs really well. Wouldn't take that great of a bunt to get him to second. There he squares and takes.
That's better there.
1-1. And there's a good bunt. They better hurry or they're not going to get bunt. He's safe.
Wow.
He absolutely flew down the line, and instead of a sacrifice, he tried to sacrifice and ended up with a bunt single.
And Archer getting to this ball pretty quickly. Forsythe, the second baseman, had to hustle over there. But watch Buxton, my goodness, get down that line.
Second baseman,
Oh, my.
Plenty of speed out there. And now Dozier at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Put the ball in play last time after striking out twice.
Now do you bunt Brian Dozier because he hasn't had a lot of success against Archer?
If successful, that would open up first base for a walk to Mauer, you would think.
Yeah, but it brings up Sano.
Dozier squares and takes up high.
Brian, no sacrifices on the year. Taking a look at Gene Glenn at third base.
Inside 2-0. This all started with a walk. And Archer, who used to have walks be a big issue for him, got through 6 innings without one until we got to the 7th. Now what do you do with Dozier? If you were thinking of bunting him before, it's 2-0.
He did not show bunting in the last pitch. Green light.
In the air.
Down, get down.
It gets down and everyone will reach again. Archer tried to catch it on the fly and then overran the ball, and it's another bunt single.
I'm surprised that Loney doesn't call him off right there. He's already right there.
And that'll be the end for Archer, who issued a leadoff walk and 2 bunt singles.
Well, look at that ball bunted in the air. Dozier thinks that he's out. And Loney right there, he goes to the bag. The ball fell in. Be an infield base hit.
Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Boys and Girls Clubs help young people reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens through programs that promote character and leadership, education, healthy lifestyles, and more. For more info, visit foxsportsupports.com. Now Cedeno gave up the home run to Rosario last night, and he comes in a bigger spot here. Bases loaded, nobody out in a tie game.
Yeah, Cedeno purchased from the Dodgers back in late April, making his 51st appearance on the season.
Nobody out, and the Rays will play the infield back.
He throws strikes, only 8 unintentional walks in 35 1/3 innings. He does have 35 strikeouts.
On the year, Mauer hitting about the same left hand against lefties as righties. Twins need a base hit here to take their first lead. Up and away, ball 1. Among starting players, the Twins have their 3 possibly their 3 fastest runners on the bases right now. Rosario might beat Dozier in a foot race, but there's plenty of speed out there. 1-0 to Mauer. And a breaking ball and strike.
Got 2 straight breaking balls to Joe. Cedeno pitched for the Astros, the Nationals, now in his first season with the Rays, coming over from the Dodger organization.
Jake McGee might be able to come back and play later this year, but he's got a knee issue. He's one of the better lefties in the league. Cedeno's kind of taken his spot. Mauer busted bat, pop fly, short center field, and that'll drop. 1 run will score. Buxton will be held. It's an errant throw up the line, and Mauer drops a single to give the Twins a 3-2 lead.
He broke his bat right there, but the ball fell into short right center. And everybody kind of had to hold up to make sure that maybe Forsythe doesn't make a great catch. But right off the end of the bat, the ball hits the turf here at Tropicana Field. And a big RBI for Joe Mauer, his 54th of the year on his second hit.
And Cedeno has to face just one man. There'll be another pitching change here with Miguel Sano in position to break the game open. Twins enjoying their first lead of the night. Towering blast. Sano gets on a ride to left field. Gone, a home run for Miguel Sano. And Sano comes up in a game-breaking spot. The Twins have just taken the lead. There's nobody out in the 7th. Bases are loaded. And Sano has struck out twice and singled so far.
Alex Colomé coming into the ball game. 13 starts for the Rays earlier this year. Now in the bullpen. 6 wins, 4 losses. Hard throwing right-hander.
Infield in. How would you like to be an infielder for the Tampa Bay Rays? This guy regularly sends balls off his bat at 105, 110 miles per hour. And now they're about 90 feet away from home plate.
If you're asking me, no.
A mile in the air. And infield fly rules called. Sano is out. 1 down.
Colomé challenging him with a fastball, and Miguel just getting underneath it and popping it straight up.
now Plouffe. Twins need to get more out of this. They know, well, they've seen firsthand what happens when you leave the bases full. Rays did it 3 innings in a row. Now the Rays trail by a run. Plouffe with a grounder to short. Good play by Cabrera and a couple of strikeouts. All of that against Archer. Up and away, ball 1.
Yeah, the infield playing back.
Trevor leading the American League in ground ball double plays. Trying to get one here. He can elevate to the outfield. One and 0. Off the end of the bat, foul. In this inning, a leadoff walk to the number 9 batter, 2 bunt singles that were both supposed to be sacrifice bunts, and a busted bat 120-foot pop-up off the bat of Joe Mauer. But the 3rd run's on the board, and Plouffe hoping to drive in a couple more. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
A hard slider there. Colomé, 26 years old, signed by the Rays in 2007 out of the Dominican Republic, in his 3rd season with the Rays.
And Trevor fights one off.
Twins have hit 2 grand slams this year, both of them by Trevor Plouffe.
And Rivera will go to the mound. Twins have been wanting a clutch hit too. They had a single and a double in the 4th. Couldn't get a 2-out hit to score a run. Left 2 more on again in the 5th. First baseman Loney is in on the artificial turf, playing in front of Mauer. One and 2. 2 and 2, down and in. Foul down the right field line.
Everything has been away, away, away. Fastball away, sliders away.
Snow hoping his teammate can pick him up, having popped up with the bases loaded. Plouffe asks for time. Two and 2 to Trevor Plouffe. High and tight. No place to put him. The count's full. Rosario on deck, and an awfully big pitch here by Colomé. fly ball left field to the gap. Geyer giving way now to Kiermaier. Tagging is Buxton. He'll score a sacrifice fly, doubling the Twins lead.
Yeah, good at bat by Trevor Plouffe. He fought off some fastballs away, a slider away, and on a 3-2 pitch, hitting it deep enough to score Buxton. Both those runs charged to Archer.
And now Rosario.
And for Trevor Plouffe, his 70th run batted in on the season.
Rosario takes strike one. In 4 prior starts against the Twins, Archer had given up just 2 earned runs. And no, they haven't knocked the cover off the ball here in the 7th inning, but they've got 4 earned runs against him. Tap, foul, 0-2.
Again, he came into the ball game 4-0 against the Twins in his first 4 career starts against the Twins, with an ERA at 0.72. If he looks back, he's going to say that leadoff walk to Robinson to start this inning. His only walk of the ball game.
Outside.
No action in the Twins bullpen, so Brian Dunsing, he will start the bottom of the 7th inning.
And Rosario strikes out. That'll end the inning. But the Twins add 2 in the 7th to take their first lead. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by McDonald's. Have bold for breakfast with the new chorizo burrito from McDonald's.
Well, Twins with a 2-run lead. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
We should have taped that one and then played it tomorrow, because that was maybe the best read
really
you've ever had.
Wow, thank you.
And you're going to be gone now for a couple of weeks after tomorrow.
Right.
And I just
little R&R.
Outside 1-1. Longoria, Jaso, and Forsythe. And for at least the start of the inning, Brian Dunsing's out there. No activity in the Twins' pen. Popped foul, out of play.
Well, Dunsing worked an inning and 2/3 on Sunday, and that's what the Twins, I think, are hoping they get out of him here today. They're starting to get, looks like Blaine Boyer's starting to get up. Just activated off the disabled list.
Almost hit him, 2-2. Now with the different people, Cots in, now Boyer activated, Jepson still new to the ball club. This is not a formulaic bullpen anymore. We're going to see how this all floats out here, and somebody might be used in one inning one night and somebody else in that same inning the next night.
Yeah, you just don't want to do it in the 5th and 6th inning.
No. Up now, 3-2.
And that's what the problem has been. The starters have just not gone deep enough. Yeah, there's some great arms out in that bullpen, but you don't want them out here in the 5th or 6th.
Twins got a leadoff walk in their half of the 7th. Now 3-2 to Longoria. Driven deep to left field, and that is hit a very long way. Longoria's 14th, and it's 4-3.
And that was a no-doubter, only the 3rd home run that Dunsing has allowed on the year, and it was a fastball right there. Basically, here it is. See how far you can hit it, and Longoria did. Hit it a long way. So Longoria picks up his 2nd hit, and with one swing, now it's a 4-3 Twins lead. 2 out of 3 outings that Dunsing has given up a home run, where he did not give up only but 1 home run in his first 43 appearances. He gave up that 2-run home run to Carlos Beltran in New York.
Off the outside corner, ball 1 to Jaso, who's walked his last 2 times up. At the knees, a strike. Check swing. No, 2-1. They're just activated today, getting loose. Three and one, and Dunsing gave up the home run to Longoria because he fell behind, and then eventually filled the count 3-2, and Longoria knew what was coming. Dunsing got the last 2 outs of the 6th. 3-1. Jaso backs one foul.
Yeah, fastball getting in on him a little bit.
Walked him. And the tying runs aboard with nobody out. 3rd straight walk for Jaso on the night. And Forsythe will bat, and we'll have a pitching change bringing Boyer in. Join Fox Sports North and the Minnesota Wild for the breakaway 10K, 5K, and 1 mile run. Saturday, September 19th, benefiting the Minnesota Wild Foundation. All participants receive a t-shirt and are qualified to win 2 sweet tickets for the Wild Oilers game Saturday, September 26th. For more info, visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on upcoming events on the Hot Topics bar. Pitching change with the Rays threatening in their half of the seventh. Nobody out. Blaine Boyer just off the disabled list today will face Logan Forsythe.
Yeah, Blaine Boyer making his 52nd relief appearance. Last time he pitched was on the 8th of this month against the Cleveland Indians in Cleveland. Put on a disabled list, right elbow inflammation. J.R. Graham put on a disabled list today to activate Boyer.
With some shoulder issues. And a first pitch strike. Graham has had some shoulder issues, but the hope is this is just some soreness that will go away in 2 weeks. Rosters can be expanded after September 1st. One strike to Forsythe. Outs have been so hard to come by tonight. We're trying to get Forsythe to hit it on the ground someplace, and maybe the Twins can get 2 outs on 1 pitch.
Yeah, Boyer 48 and a third innings. He's walked only 15, now 4 intentional with 25 strikeouts. 3 double plays turned behind him. See if he can get a ground ball right here.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. One and two to Forsythe. The ball hard right at Dozier his last time up. Poke foul. Justin Verlander has a no-hitter through 8 innings.
Is he winning?
5-0 last time I checked. Just his second win of the year. If you're wondering what's wrong with the Tigers, you can start there. 1-2. Up high, 2-2. Being what they are here in St. Petersburg, you can hear individual voices.
I do that at night too.
2-2. Fouled back.
Forsythe putting a good season together. You know, they expected him to be the utility type player, and he's taken over at second base. Been very solid at second base, also putting a good year together.
hitting 5th in this lineup.
And the home run by Longoria that ties Forsythe for the club lead in home runs.
7th pitch of this at bat. Twins still looking for the first out of the 7th inning. And another foul.
Both men showing off their beards.
Another 2-2. And Herman can't hang on.
Well, he's been up a little bit. Now he tries to go down with a fastball. And Forsythe putting together a good at-bat. This will be the 9th pitch in this at-bat.
Again on 2-2. Popped up. Buxton coming in. Dozier out. Buxton under it. Finally, Forsythe is retired. 1 down. That'll bring up Cabrera.
Shortstop, number 13, Cabrera.
You look at the Twins bullpen now, and with Boyer reactivated, Graham on the disabled list, suddenly you're looking at almost exclusively a veteran bullpen. Ryan O'Rourke is the one exception, but you from the left side got Perkins, Kotz, and Dunsing. They've been around for a long time. From the right side, Boyer, Fiend, May, and Jepson. And O'Rourke was warming up back in the 5th inning, I believe, and wasn't brought in. I would imagine his chances aren't very good at this point in tonight's game. Cabrera batting left-handed against the right-hander Boyer. Fastball, 93 down and away, strike 1.
Yeah, we have seen Boyer when he gets on that mound very deliberate. When he does pick up the sign, he'll go to the stretch and he'll hold it maybe for 3 or 4 seconds at times before he delivers home.
1 strike.
That's a quick one.
And now 2 strikes.
Boyer, 34 years old, came to spring training with the Twins as a non-roster invitee and made the club out of spring training.
Oh, 2 to Cabrera. Struck him out with an off-speed pitch. 2 down.
Breaking ball right there. Cabrera way out front. Had never seen Boyer before or faced him. So 2 fastballs, then the curveball, and Cabrera swings through it.
Now James Loney, who's 1 for 3 tonight.
So Boyer picking up his first strikeout, his 26th in 49 innings pitched.
Fouled back. And strike 1 to Loney.
Yeah, Loney has faced Boyer before. 3 hits and 10 at bats. One of the hits a double. He was struck out 1 time against Boyer.
time between pitches, but now Boyer's ready. One strike. 1-1.
You've seen that fastball clocked at 93 to 96 miles an hour by Boyer, so that elbow that was irritating him seems to be better. He said it feels fine.
1-1. Runner goes, and the pitch taken for a strike. Throw to second. Safe at second base.
Boy, great throw by Herman right there on a big slow curveball. Jaso takes off for his second stolen base of the year. And Herman going out to make sure what sign they're using with a runner at second. Yeah, Jaso picked a perfect pitch to run on. And see Boyer off the mound right there. The Twins are going to be looking at it.
Well, he got in there. I think that unless, well, you can see the tag was lifted as the runner perhaps came off the base. I don't think
that's why it's important for the middle infielders to keep that glove if they can on that potential base stealer.
And you see it seems like half the time at second base, less so at third.
Right.
But at second base,
guys will pop up a little bit.
They're going to challenge it. I thought from our replay it looked for sure that Jaso was tagged or that he was safe. I was surprised the Rays made their challenge in the third inning and lost it.
I tell you what, it was a great throw by Herman because it looked like Jaso was almost half the way to second base by the time he threw it. Right there, you see the.
Well, the front leg may have come off the base, and I think that's watch his right leg here hit the base. The tag is on, and then it comes off the base. Now the question is, when did the left leg make contact with the base? Right there, he might be out.
Again, that's why it's important for the infielder. This might give us, you see that left leg way tucked underneath.
I think he's out.
That's probably the best angle right there.
The right leg popped up off the bag, and the left one was tucked under. So it would be a huge challenge, successful one if it is, because it would end the seventh inning and keep the Twins in the lead. Otherwise, Jaso's the tying run in scoring position. The count would be 1-2 to Loney if the call is not overturned. Second lengthy challenge we've had. And again, it just looked like Jaso lost contact with the base in between his right leg and his left while Escobar had the tag on it. Let's take a look here. The right leg bounces up, and right there the left leg doesn't, as we saw in the other replay, doesn't immediately make contact with the bag.
Right. Yeah, this is the best angle. This might be the one they're looking at. Then it comes off the bag, and the glove and ball are on Jaso.
And so Boyer, just trying to keep loose out there, has to prepare himself mentally and otherwise as if he's got to pitch to Loney here to wrap up the seventh inning.
We just found out that Verlander ended up giving a hit, but he picked up the shutout. A one-hit shutout.
A successful challenge by the Twins ends the seventh. And the Twins have a 4-3 lead as we go to the eighth. One-run lead, and as you pointed out, Chris Herman came up with a strong throw, and that eventually led to the end of the inning. And it'll be Escobar leading off the 8th, and then Herman and Robinson facing Brandon Gomes.
Yeah, Brandon Gomes making his 46th relief appearance on a little bit of a nice run. He's retired the last 26 batters he has faced since July 31st.
Breaking ball over, strike one. And this Rays bullpen has been very good. The Twins were able to do some damage against the pen last night. The announced attendance tonight, 9,205. Down and away, 1-1.
Last night, 9,632.
They've got
where'd the 400 people go?
A deep drive to right, and Escobar has 2 tonight. Man alive, he nearly cleared the seats in right field. Back-to-back home runs for Eduardo Escobar, and the Twins lead by 2.
Well, Gomes had that streak, and it's gone. Thanks to Eduardo Escobar's 7th home run of the year, his 2nd of the ball game. They may give him the silent treatment. And I think they have in the dugout. Escobar, one of the clowns on the team, has a lot of fun on a daily basis, always a smile on his face.
And now Herman strokes one hard, but foul.
They gave him the silent treatment. He jumped all over that fastball. Hit it into the stands deep here in right field.
No doubter.
Yeah, a couple guys, but okay.
Now Herman spins one back over the screen. 2 strikes. Twins continue to hit home runs, 2 of them tonight. They're making up ground rapidly in their hopes of trying to get back to a home run a game pace. 126th game now, 120 home runs.
And for Escobar, that's the first time in his career he has hit 2 home runs in a ball game.
One and 2 to Herman. To right, and Nava won't get it. And Herman's going to dig for 2. And he will reach with a double.
You know, for a catcher, Chris Herman runs very well, and he read that very nicely. Nava could not capture that ball right there. Herman rounding first. He knew he had a chance for a double, and he makes it with his 5th double of the year.
That was a turf double, because if it hit the ground as it did, it was going to bounce high, and that allowed Herman to scamper to second base.
Yeah, but Nava not even close to getting this ball. You can see he's not going to cut it off. And by the time he does, Herman hustling out of that box. And right there, I'm going to make it to second. It's his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Robinson's bunting here as the bat back takes ball 1. I won't say that the Twins have bunted well here tonight, but they bunted successfully.
Yes, they have, especially last inning.
Buxton tried to bunt for a hit in the 3rd and popped it up to Rivera, but in the 7th inning, a couple of sacrifice bunt attempts ended up going for base hits, including Buxton's. 1-1.
Yeah, Twins were very, very lucky against Archer, who had dominated the Twins in his first career starts in that 7th inning against him.
Twins looking for a season-high 6-game winning streak with a win here tonight. Down and away, checked his swing, I think. Yep. For the Twins to move back into the 2nd spot in the wild card standings, and it's a very volatile spot. There's, you know, it's changed almost daily, seems like. They needed three things to happen. The Twins needed to win their game, the Angels needed to lose theirs, and then the Rangers needed to lose.
Game 126 for the Twins. Looking for their 65th win.
And again, Robinson pulls the bat back, and now it's 3-1. To Robinson. There's a bunt and a good one, and now they better hurry to get Robinson at first. And on the play, Herman goes to third base.
Yeah, good sacrifice right there by Shane Robinson. Doing his job, advancing Herman over to third. And Robertson with his third sacrifice of the year.
Rays bring the infield in here. Buxton's bunted twice already tonight. Tried for a base hit in the third, popped it up. Tried for a sacrifice in the seventh, and beat it out for a single. To center. Very short center. Caught by Kiermaier. And no chance for Herman to tag. 2 down.
Yeah, ball just not hit deep enough, and Kiermaier utilizing his speed, coming a long way to get that ball, and gets it back in on the run.
The other game we spoke of, the Blue Jays are beating the Rangers 6-2 in the 6th inning. Dozier, the batter, tried to bunt, popped it up. Archer tried to catch it and then overran it and fell down in the 7th inning. The Twins scratched across a couple of runs then, have added one more so far here in the 8th. Strike one. No activity in the Twins' pen, so it looks like Boyer's going to be asked to at least start the 8th inning. Ooh, Dozier flashed a bunt attempt. And took.
Hey, he said it worked last time. Let's try it again.
1-1. Count to Dozier. Waited on the off-speed pitch, but a swing and a miss. 1-2. Trying to get Herman in from third with 2 down. Nice block by Rivera. Escobar's home run has doubled the Twins' lead. Hope to right center field, headed towards the gap. And a collision in center after the catch. Kiermaier and Nava are both okay. And the inning ends. Escobar with a home run to double the Twins' lead. It's 5-3.
Twins batting practice, he called me over near the side of the Twins bullpen and he said, I got a home run in me tonight. I'm going to hit a home run and then I want to do the TV interview. And I said, okay, that's fine. And then he goes ahead, Dick and Bert, he hit 2 of them tonight. He will join us after the game to explain that prediction.
I guess he just wanted to make sure you heard it, Marty, because he doubled that.
It's the 5th inning in a row. Thank you, Marty and Anthony. 5th inning in a row where the Rays have gotten their leadoff man on with a hit. In the 4th, it was a home run. In the 5th, it was a triple. In the 6th, it was a single. In the 7th, a home run. And now Loney in the first pitch cracks a single.
Yeah, Loney picking up his 2nd hit of the ball game.
And now Kiermaier reached all 3 times. And ball 1. Twins have used the likes of Feen and Jepson and even Kotz pretty extensively in recent games. Paul Molitor trying to milk every out he can. Didn't work out so well with Dunsing. Now he's trying it again here to start a new inning with Boyer. Double play grounder. Dozier to Escobar. Double play. Just what the Twins needed. 2 outs on 1 pitch.
And you knew it had to be a quick double play with Kiermaier hustling down that line. Escobar getting a little extra on that throw. Little 4-6-3, but it was Escobar who really threw a P over to Mauer to complete the double play. Watch Escobar right there. Just, wow, got rid of it quickly.
2 down. And J.P. Arancibia is going to hit for Rene Rivera. Arancibia's got some pop in his bat. And the Rays will make their catching move here with 2 gone in the 8th and the base is empty. Just called up today. Misali in a home run trot yesterday pulled a hamstring. Talking with Derek Shelton, the hitting coach, today, and he said something that had been bothering him for a while, and he looked down in the left field corner to see if the ball was going out, and then he had to kind of shuffle his steps to hit the first base bag, and that's when it finally popped. There's one chopped in front of Plouffe, and that will go foul. It's odd when you see a player hurt himself in a home run trot.
Caselli right here, I mean, hit the home run, and then as he rounded right about there, that's when that left hamstring pulled on him, put on a disabled list. Arancibia getting called up from AAA. Twins had seen Arancibia when he was with the Blue Jays and last year with the Texas Rangers. Offense has always been a problem for Arancibia. Career .207 hitter in 5 major league seasons. Was hitting .227 down in AAA Durham for the Rays in 99 ball games, but some pop in his bat. 74 career home runs.
And that's why he's pinch hitting here. He's more likely to cut the lead in half than Rene Rivera was. But the double play really impacts this pinch hitting appearance. Instead of the pinch hitter representing the tying run, there are 2 down and the base is empty. 1 and 2. That's hit to center. Buxton catches the liner, and Boyer faces just 3 men in the 8th. 5-3 the score. Carsoup.com trivia question. Which Rays pitcher has the most wins in team history? It should be James Shields, shouldn't it?
Yep.
87 of them. And so we go to the 9th inning. Aaron Sebia in the game to catch the balance of the game. And a new Tampa Bay pitcher as well. Emmy Romero.
Yeah, Romero worked in last night's ball game. 2 shutout innings. Did give up a hit, a triple to Rosario, but also had 3 strikeouts through 28 pitches. 18 first strikes.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. Mauer takes outside, and it will be Sano and Plouffe. A drive to left. Geyer back off the fence. Mauer digs for second, and he will reach with a double. The Twins have saved their extra base pop for the second half of the game. Mauer paddles one off the fence and left for a leadoff double.
Yeah, Joe picking up his 3rd hit of the ball game on his 24th double. Got a fastball. He went with it as he does so well, taking it to left field. Over the head of Geyer. Geyer going back, getting turned around a little bit, plays the carom, but Mauer on at second with nobody out.
And now Sano. Strike 1. Sano struck out, leaving a man aboard in the first. Singled with 1 out in the 4th, got as far as third base. Struck out to end the 5th and left 2 men on, and then popped up with the bases loaded, nobody out in the 7th. Blocked by Aaron Sebia. Mauer stuck at second. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Checked his swing. Full count.
Yeah, Sano faced Romero last night, and Romero struck him out. Looking for a better at bat here.
Another fastball, swing and a miss. 2 down, or 1 down. And for Sano, he's 3rd, a strikeout. 162 at bats and 70 strikeouts.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll take the strikeouts with the power and the runs he can drive in when he does make contact.
Here's Plouffe, sacrifice fly in the 7th, driving in a run. I'll pop up behind first. It'll be chased by Loney and by Nava, and Nava makes a basket catch. Knee-high level. That was a fine play for out number 2.
Yeah, Nava had to come a long way for that. And I don't know if Loney was calling him off, but the last second. That's right here. He's calling Loney off. You can see Loney get out of the way, but he almost runs into Loney.
Twins in danger of essentially wasting a leadoff double in the 8th and 9th innings. Escobar homer, but then Herman followed with a double and only got as far as third base. Now Mauer's doubled leading off the 9th. There are 2 down for Rosario. Breaking ball and strike 1.
Last night's ball game, it was Rosario hit the triple off of Romero. The only hit that Romero had allowed.
Down the left field line, a foul ball. and into the seats. 2 strikes.
Kevin Jepson warming up in the bullpen.
It's interesting that it's Jepson and not Glenn Perkins.
Just wondering if there's something wrong with Perk.
Oh, 0-2 to Rosario. And he chases up and in. And Mauer's left at second base. It's a 2-run lead, apparently, for Kevin Jepson to try to pin down the save. Showed you Glenn Perkins was in the dugout, not even in the bullpen. Escobar's 2 home runs have the Twins in front now 5-3, and so Kevin Jepson, who stepped in admirably to say the least in Baltimore, picking up a couple of saves in Perkins' absence, trying to get one now here in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, Jepson, of course, a former Ray who was traded over to the Twins on July 31st, worked the 9th inning of last night's ball game. Did give up a hit, but threw 15 pitches and 9 for strikes. No runs allowed, no walks, no strikeouts.
Leadoff man is Daniel Nava. He homered from the left side of the plate in the 4th. 1 for 3 with a walk. Swing and a foul, 1 strike. Toronto's leading Texas 10-2 in the 6th inning. It would appear that if the Twins win here tonight, they will take over the 2nd spot in the wild card standings. Sizemore was taken out of the ball game.
Geyer.
It'll be Geyer and then Longoria. Swing and a foul, 0-2. Jepson's been outstanding. Paul Molitor saying yesterday he's fit in so well in the clubhouse. Of course, he used to pitch here. The Twins got him from a fellow wild card contender, the Tampa Bay Rays.
We had 5 saves for the Rays earlier this year.
0-2 to Nava. Chop. That's a fair ball. 1 down. hit some uneven ground in the batter's box and kicked out toward Jepson for the first out. Time now for What's Next, brought to you by CenturyLink. We mentioned Tommy Milone will make the start for the Twins. Another lefty, Drew Smyly, going for the Rays.
Yeah, Drew Smyly will be his third start since coming off the disabled list. He's been rehabbing that shoulder. And Tommy Milone been pitching well, picked up his first save on Sunday. He'll be looking for a win as a starter.
Dyer hit a fly ball to leave the bases full in the sixth. He goes after the first pitch and fouls it back.
Jepson may not show it, but you do get pumped up a little bit when you get traded and then you face your former team and teammates. A little extra adrenaline.
One and one. Swing and a miss.
Good fastball away.
Fortified their bullpen with the addition of Jepson and Neil Kotz. And less so Kotz because he just arrived here, but Jepson has been maybe the key guy for the Twins during this winning streak. Swing and a miss. He just blew him away at 95 miles per hour. Two down, and here's Longoria, importantly, with the bases empty.
Well, Jepson with that good fastball, just rare backs and high fastball, and Dyer a strikeout victim.
Longoria homered leading off the seventh inning. Made it a one-run game, but then Escobar hit another home run to push the lead back out to two. Check swing, strike one. Check swing again, and they appeal. Nope, 1-1. Trying to save the 65th win for the Twins this year. High fly, short center field. Buxton comes in. And the Twins have won 6 straight on the road.
Good job by the Twins offense here tonight. They got 13 hits and they beat Chris Archer for the first time in his young career.
Anthony in the studio. The Twins needed to find a way to beat Archer tonight, and they did just enough to give the Twins their 6th win on this road trip.